Hello everyone! In this tutorial, I will demonstrate how you can use RTPC values to add and subtract musical layers in your interactive music system in Wwise. Before we start, I want to show you how I set things up in Wwise first. First, we begin by setting up a game parameter called time of day, which has a maximum value of 24 for 24 hours, and the default will be 12. This parameter will be controlling the voice volume of the music layers we want to add and subtract. You might remember this music hierarchy from the previous tutorial in which we used colliders in Unity to switch between different random containers. While these random containers are playing, these layers already have different musical sections that are already playing in the background. And we will be using an RTPC value to fade them in and out using the voice volume property. For more information on how you can use the voice volume property in RTPCs in general, please check Audiokinetics YouTube channel for official tutorials. Now, first let's hear these musical layers when the time of day is set to 12. Now we will change the time of day parameter and see how the musical layers are fading in. As you can hear, there is an additional marimba, piano, and pizzicato string layers that are fading in when time of day is after 6 p.m., after around 6 p.m., and the sun sets. So let's go back to 12. So if we check this voice volume property and the time of day RTPC, we can see that when the time of day is between around 5 p.m. and 9 a.m., we will be adding different musical layers on top of what we already have playing in the background. Meaning we are using a different musical structure on top of the one we already have when the sun sets. And when the sun rises again, we are subtracting these musical layers. So let's see how we can code this in to our Unity project and how we can make this work. For this demo, I'm using a great Unity asset called Time of Day, which you can get from the Unity Asset Store. And I modified one of the scripts that came with it to change between layers, to add and subtract layers depending on the time of day. For this, we're going to our Sky Dome, which we're using instead of a Skybox. And in here, we have the time of day script that you can set the day length in minutes in here. And now I set it at 1 minute so we can hear how the layers change faster. But you can set this up to anything, like 30 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever. And now let's see how I added these RTPC values to change with the Sky Dome at the same time. The script already had this if statement for changing between the time of day, for making the sun rise and making the sun set, etc. So all I did was adding this set RTPC value line, which you can remember from previous tutorials where we used the transition from our menu screen to our level screen. However, this time This line is applied to the script, which is attached to Sky Dome, but it changes the RTPC value of another object, the game object we created on the last tutorial, which is called a music player, which has all of our music inside of it, attached to it. So what we're doing is, when the sun rises, we are sending the Audio Kinetic Sound Engine a new RTPC value. So we're saying set RTPC value, the real-time parameter control value, of the parameter called time of day to 12 for 12 o'clock, for 12 float, and make this change on the game object with the tag music player, and make this transition in 3 seconds. Because as you might remember, this value is in milliseconds. So when we say 3000, it's 3 seconds. And we're going to do the same thing in reverse to change, to transition to our sunset value. Again, Audio Kinetic Sound Engine, RTPC value, time of day. This time, I just put it on 24 float, but you can put it to 20 float for 8 p.m., whatever you want, or, for 3 float for 3 a.m. in the morning. But I just wanted to use 24 float for midnight, and again, making this change in the game object with the tag music player in 3 seconds. Of course, you can change these values, and you can actually add or subtract even more layers depending on the time of day. You can just add more layers as the day progresses, or subtract more layers as the day progresses, however you want to set this up. But basically, if you already have a script that controls your skybox to indicate a change between the night and day, you can just send a new RTPC value to your Wwise container and add or subtract musical layers to create an interactive music system that changes depending on what time of the day it is. And of course, you can also apply this to your sound design as well. Now, let's try this. And I set the day length in 1 minute. And now we are starting by 12 by default. We are starting the day at 12 o'clock in midday. And we're going to hear how the layers will be changing. As you heard, it is actually pretty easy to set the system up once you already have a time of day script in your Unity project. You don't have to use this particular asset to make this happen. I know there are a lot of resources out there to create your own skyboxes and transition between them. So all you need to do is, when you want to set the sunrise value in your script, you just need to add the AK Sound Engine method to set a new RTPC value for your sunrise to change to the musical structure you want, and then vice versa for a sunset. So I hope this was helpful, and thank you for watching.